Welcome back to another new in for the second quarter of 2026. I don't think I will do them quarterly anymore because I have a ton of stuff to show you. I will go back to doing them whenever it fits, but for this time you will need to have a little patience because it is gonna be quite long. And different background because where I usually film is at the moment like 38 degrees, so absolutely won't work. The first thing I want to show you is from Geek and Gorgeous because they released a new sunscreen, the Geek and Gorgeous 1010 Feel SPF 50. I have already used it. I have already filmed the review that is up, so that's the first. You can go and watch that video. I really enjoyed it. Again, watch the video. I'm not going to talk about it as much, and right now in the heat it is what I reach for every day. So I got this in PR, and the lovely people from the PR team also included another Sea-Glow serum, which is my favorite vitamin C serum. Mentioned it 100 times, again has a review. And then I purchased a few things from Geek and Gorgeous myself. First, the Geek and Gorgeous Power Peptides, because I was out of my peptide serum and they are easy for grabs. Again, already has a review. Then another tub of Geek and Gorgeous Mighty Melt Cleansing Balm. Already has a review. Really enjoy it. Seem to show one every new in quarterly update. And then the Geek and Gorgeous 101 Happier Barrier. This one is not for me, but for my son, who is starting to get some hormonal changes and has some like dry patches on his skin, or had before it turned into a sweltering melting pot here. So I grabbed this one because, just like his father, he wants stuff that you best don't feel, not tacky, as basic as possible. And this is something we could agree on. Then I got contacted from the PR company that is with Medik8 here in Germany, and they at first sent over their Discovery Kit, which features 3 products that I have already tried and reviewed on here, but which like represent the baseline of what a good routine is. So the first one is the Medik8 C Tetra Lux. This is their vitamin C serum. They have different ones, and I actually don't like that one as much. It is more on the oily side, and it contains a vitamin C derivative, so not ascorbic acid. It is one that I'd rather reach for in the winter when I want something, which is a little richer. The second one, and the fan favorite here in this house, is the Medik8, the Crystal Retinol in the strength 6. I use prescription tretinoin, but my husband loves this. Usually we buy the one from Geek and Gorgeous because it's just much more affordable, but this one is more elegant in texture. And then they sent over the Medik8 Advanced Day Ultimate Protect Age Defying Moisturizer with Photoluase SPF 50+. And I remember I already tried that, and I still have notes from which I can take that is more on the rich side and something that will work for me more in the cold months, but I don't have a review up. And this is because I took it with me when we were traveling and I somehow lost it. So now I have a new tube and can continue the testing process and will publish a review, I think, around second half of the year when it gets a little colder. And then afterwards they sent me their newest release, which is the Medik8 Exo PDRN Prismatic Plus Youthful Vitality Serum, which contains a tri-exosome complex and prismatic PDRN. I do have videos both on exosomes and PDRN already, so if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I don't put too much faith in them, but I don't want to bash that serum. I will see how it performs in terms of hydrating my skin, and the texture is, like you can see, perfect for the current weather situation. It's more of a gel-like texture and quite runny and hydrating. Moving on to makeup. I know I have not reviewed all the foundations that I have in my stash, but still I bought another one, or actually 2 other ones, but they count as one because they're the same brand. This is the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation, and in my store these were the 2 closest colors I could get. The one is 13 Fair Neutral, which is too light for me, and the other one is 25 Light Neutral, which is again too dark for me. Mixed, they work perfectly fine. I know that there are more colors that sit in between these 2, but they are not available in store for me. It is a very lightweight foundation, very forgiving on fine lines, doesn't have, despite the name Soft Glam, which I don't know, thought of something sparkly. It has a nice glow, but it says long lasting. I wouldn't agree, but then again, I've tested it in 34, 35 degree weather without air condition, so maybe they hold up better when I'm not sweating from head to toe all day long. Then I repurchased the L'Oreal Air Volume Mega Mascara, which I really enjoy. But I got another one to test, and this one is again from L'Oreal, and it's the Telescopic Lift Extra Black. This one is great at holding a curl. It really separates the lashes, it lifts the lashes, it's really, really black, and it is water resistant, stays through crying sessions, everything. But it also has a tendency to sometimes crumble and is really hard to take off. And if mascara that starts crumbling can get under my contacts, which is why I am not sure, even though I like how it looks when it's on my lashes, if this will be something I repurchase. This one is something I have repurchased numerous times already, and which I usually love, but this one looks better on my lashes than this one. So yeah, now I'm torn. This is not a firm favorite, but it makes me dislike my old favorite. That's what you get if you constantly try new things. I could have stayed with that and been perfectly happy for the rest of my life, but there you go. Another one, again from L'Oreal, I was at the booth, how can I say it, is the L'Oreal Infallible Grip 24-Hour Vinyl Liquid Liner, which I am wearing today. And I really enjoy the way it works. I really enjoy the wand. It has quite a firm but flexible tip, which you can just direct wherever you want. You are able to draw a thin line. It is really black with minimal fading. It is not water resistant, so it will smudge if you are out in the rain or cry, or if you go to the beach and go swimming, but really enjoy it so far. And then something I repurchased, the Maybelline The Eraser Multi-Use Concealer in the color 115. I use this for no or little makeup days, just to conceal like around my nose, on the chin where I have redness. This is easy to blend, and on days where I just can't be bothered to wear a full face of makeup. And I know I have purchased this numerous times, and I know that I already had review up, and this time I looked up the review, and I don't do that very often because yeah, it can be quite humbling to see how you were writing back in 2013 was when I published the review. But back then I did not like that and said that I would never purchase again. Which is weird because now, like, it's my 5th tube and I really enjoy it. I think it is because back then it was marketed as an eraser for the under eye. So I tried using it as an under eye concealer and it did not work for me at all. It was too dark, the colors were off, it would settle into fine lines. And it's just light coverage. And then I purchased a lot of stuff for my nails. And by the names, Essie Advanced Hard to Resist Nail Strengthener, Essie Break Fix Liquid Nail Patch. You can probably tell that my nails still are shit. They keep breaking even though I keep them very, very short. And this breakage happens usually where I have like those vertical lines on my nail, which aren't dangerous. They are just something that comes with hormonal changes and age. But for me, they like act as a part where the nail gets caught and then rips. And I have not found a solution to that. So probably I would just have to deal with it. But I keep purchasing stuff to make it happen. So this is what I purchased. Then I purchased another Essie all-in-one top coat because my top coats seem to go so fast since my daughter decided she was old enough to do her nails. And then I got the Catrice Sheer Beauty's Strengthening Nail Polish. Not so much for the strengthening part because it's just like a light rose is what I'm wearing today. And I can't wear bold colors with the constant chipping. With these, it's forgivable, but otherwise I would do like my nails every other day. I can't be bothered to do that, so it's just a light coat of that. We went on holiday for 2 weeks, so I purchased La Roche-Posay UV Immune, which I can't show you because it's already empty, and then several tubes of this Garnier Sensitive Expert Plus 50 Plus for the body, I like it. It's just a regular body cream and it's affordable. So I'm really not picky when it comes to body sunscreen. And so I share that with my kids. Then I got sent the new version of the ZIIP Halo, the ZIIP Halo 2.0. And I really don't notice a difference when I use it. So I contacted the manufacturer to ask why they released the 2.0 version, and apparently this one has more exact wavelengths and just a better delivery system, which is great, but not something you will notice as a consumer. The effects of microcurrent on your face are subtle, to say the best, and it needs to be used consistently to keep the results that you get. So if this one works a tad better than the other one is something you might be able to tell 10 years from now. What I'm trying to say with rambling is that if you already have the ZIIP or the ZIIP Halo, you don't need to upgrade to the ZIIP 2.0 unless your device breaks. Then get the ZIIP 2.0, which is, I think, the only one that will be available from now. Great device. I love mine and use it around 5 times a week. And this ZIIP Halo 2.0 came with 3 minutes of the different gels. The crystal, the silver, and my favorite, the gold one. So it's always nice to have these because they're perfectly for traveling. Then another LED mask. And yes, I know what you are going to ask. How many LED masks are too many LED masks for one person? And yeah, I think you don't need any LED masks if you don't like them, but you certainly don't need more than one. And I do have more than one, and this is the newest edition. This is the Maysama Aura Facial LED Mask. And what makes Maysama different from other LED brands, I already reviewed their old Maysama mask, is that they use pulsed light. Instead of a steady LED light, you get pulsed light, and they say this is how the cells work, which is why it is more optimal and doesn't create cell fatigue. Might be true, I can't comment on that because this is way outside my area of expertise. What I do think is that, again, just like with the ZIIP Halo, the effect that you get from using these, even if you use them regularly and consistently, is minimal. So if in between these minimal changes, you will be able to see another minimal difference between this one and another LED mask, another good LED mask. Let me preface it because there's a ton of crap out there, but one that uses the right wavelengths and has a good amount of light bulbs and a good amount of energy. I don't think so. What I like with this one is that it has the charger like plugged in here, and you can turn it on like this. So you don't have to have a clip-on charger that you carry around with you. And it's just, you can see the timer here, it's just a 6-minute treatment, which, yeah, others are 10 minutes. 4 minutes can make a lot of difference, especially if it's late at night. Just me? Don't know. But I like it, haven't used it that much because right now with 38 degrees, I am not putting anything on my face. Otherwise, I would just melt. But I will report back after I have looked into the mask a little more closely. And the last thing is something that slightly scares me. And this is from Viforme, and it's a combined microcurrent and radio frequency device. And the main part looks like this. Usually I'm absolutely not a fan of combined devices because my experience, you usually end up with a device that does both things worse than if you did them individually. But what's attracted me to this one is that you don't have the radio frequency device that, like the others, you move around your face, which keeps you busy and you have to semi-concentrate, can't completely veg out, and your hands are busy. But you get electrodes like this, and these connect to the device. These are put on the areas that you want to treat, and then you choose the channels you want to use. You can choose different intensities, different duration. So you put them on and then you activate the device and it works for you. You have your hands free, you can just lie there and watch a show or do whatever you want to do. I admit that this is the most clinical looking device that I have in my collection. Everything else is a at-home device and looks like an at-home device. So this one, let's say I treat it with respect. I will report back, but this will take some time because, again, results take time to be able to notice. But it is a steep investment and something that you should only consider if you know you are very, very sure that you are going to use it on a regular basis. And that's everything. Over on the blog, I will share what I did and read and watched. And then I'll see you, I don't know whenever I've accumulated enough stuff to justify another video of this. Please do tell me what you purchased or ask any questions you have regarding these things, or if you want something reviewed quite urgently because you have a purchasing decision that you want to make, whatever. I love to hear from you, and yeah, see you then.